Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Chucky.
I'm J.A.
Yo, and welcome to Raw No Condemnation. Hey, Jay, we got a few things going on right now, man, that that we need to discuss. Um, I, I seen in the news where a couple of celebrities, man, committed suicide this week.
Right,
You
right.
know,
Yeah, I've been seeing
um,
I've been seeing that.
Regina King's son, Ian Alexander Jr. and
Cheslie
uh,
Kryst.
yeah, Miss America.
Yeah.
Um,
And that was yesterday, right? With
yeah,
Chelsea.
that was just yesterday. Um, that happened. It's it's a sad thing to think about. Um, People getting so overwhelmed, man, that they feel like they have to end it all. Um, it's kind of I was talking to someone earlier, and I was telling them, money don't make you happy. What we think is success don't make us happy. you
Right.
know um and we seem to think that that's what make us happy, but both of these individuals were on the road to success, and has had a lot of success in their life,
Right.
what we would consider success, but both were overwhelmed with whatever else was going on, or whatever was going on inside of their professions. We don't know, but it's real. Like, one of the things I don't think we take serious enough in the Black community is mental health. And we've been it's people out there talking about it now, like you got Charlemagne the God wrote a whole book on anxiety, and um, you got a bunch of people out trying to start the conversation about it, which is good. But at the same time, I think there needs to be a lot more conversation about it in the Black community, um, about depression, about mental illness,
Right.
in our community. I was looking at a chart um, recently and this morning where um, in the Black community, suicide wasn't a big thing, in our communities. Um, in the Black and brown community, it wasn't big, as compared to the Asian and the white community.
Hmm.
But it's growing.
Right.
Suicide is definitely growing in both our communities, in all of our communities. It is growing. They said that it was the CDC reported that it was a slight decline during the COVID of suicide, um, but a slight or a minor. They said minor decline, but a minor decline, is not enough.
Right.
When you talk about people getting get, people feeling like they don't, they don't want to live anymore. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. I mean, I think
and
that's a
it
lot. I mean, I don't know what it is. What like you know, that takes us to that point. It's super. It's unfortunate. Like that's unfortunate. I think we also need to say too, if anybody out there, is feeling depressed or have any thoughts of doing any type of harm to themselves, that there are resources out there, the suicide prevention hotline, uh, for example. Utilize those resources because we need you. We need all of y'all.
right, and I think that's another thing, is that there's always been a stigma on getting help. Like um, there's nothing wrong with getting help when you need help.
Right.
Like, go and get some help if you're not if you're not, when you're not feeling like yourself. If you're not feeling like yourself, that's when it's time to get some help. You don't want to wait until you get to a where you get to a point where it overwhelms you. When you're not. I remember, back in the day, we used to be able to take your issues to grandma and grandpa, and and they give you good sound advice on how to get things together. I think that there is somewhat of a disconnect now with that, because grandma and grandpa truly are still active, in their own worlds. When you talk about grandma and grandpa,
you talking
grandma
about
and
people look
grandpa,
like us now.
right.
Yeah.
You talking about people that's social media influencers.
Right.
What I
Right.
mean? They still, super active, and they still, I attribute some of that to us now. We have better medications. We taking care of ourselves better now. And so a 40, 50, 60-year-old is not the same as it was, when we were young, when we were little, coming up. We're a lot healthier. We working out, it's a bigger emphasis on doing the right things with your health.
Right.
So,
and it's less of a stigma. I think it's less of a stigma around continuing to live, your life as you please. Whereas a lot of times, by that age, a lot of back in the day, folks were settled. So I don't think there's ever been anything wrong with talk to your loved ones, talk to your grandparents and whoever else, but more importantly, there's nothing wrong with talking to a professional, a
right,
professional
absolutely,
therapist, because that's exactly what they've been trained to
do.
and deal with.
And they can give you, like, professional therapists are equipped with being able to give you techniques and giving you ways to cope and deal with whatever you're going through. So there's nothing wrong with that. I love to hear almost every show on the Breakfast Club. Charlemagne talks about going to therapy, and he talks about, he openly talks about how he go to therapy once a week. Sometimes you need an outside person that has nothing to do with your life, to just listen to you and give you some some techniques to cope with whatever you're dealing with. So people should really think about getting out there, even if you don't necessarily think that you need therapy. Check into it.
Right.
Check into it.
And ain't nothing wrong with going to therapy, if you're not super depressed and that, it's just like we take our car and get an oil change every 3 to 6 months, depending on what we get our tires changed. You know what I'm saying? We you go in and get you a physical once a year or whatever else. We tend to not have that same attitude toward our mental health, to where we want to keep, maintain that good health, maintain that positive outlook, and at least maintain some balance there, because it's just as more important than all of those other things.
Yeah.
And I think especially in the Black community, there has been a taboo around mental health for quite a while. I think that fortunately that is changing, but not fast enough. That we need to completely get rid of that taboo, that any type of mental health or any type of counseling or therapy or anything of that nature is, has some sort of a negative stigma to it because, the cost is high. People are
It
losing their
is.
lives. Yeah.
It is. People definitely losing their lives. Um, I we discussed one time. We talked about um, just a change of how we look at um, how we deal with and look at mental health. And I remember us talking about uh, just just being able to um, from a standpoint of being a parent, being able to um, try and figure out a way to um, to make your children mentally strong without damaging them.
Right.
You know,
Hmm.
um, and I'm in no way saying that these people were mentally weak, but we have to find a way to teach we have to find a way to have a balance to teach so that we can teach our children you know that things shouldn't that we got to be tough enough mentally not to say okay, this is just it,
Hmm.
it's over.
Right.
We got to be able to they got to be able to fight through some of the hardship. When we was growing up, you like we used what they call capping now, or like the dozens, or they call it bullying or whatever.
Right.
Like that kind of stuff was normal, man, in growing up with us. And you know there well, we didn't have the social media aspect at all, but being bullied was just, it was what happened.
Hmm.
you know you either fought back, or you got bullied. It was just what happened.
Right.
And I think that we were mentally tough, a little more mentally tough than this next generation. But I think that the ways that we got there was more uh harsh.
Traumatic.
Yeah, traumatic. That's the
Traumatic.
word.
We
Traumatic.
definitely experienced some trauma. A lot of us got a lot of trauma we still haven't dealt with. So,
Right.
yeah, and which one is better? I don't know. I don't know if experiencing more trauma that may make you tough, or um, having not experienced that type of trauma, um, um, which the trauma in and of itself is damaging. So it's like it's that double edged sword, like but I think as parents and as mentors and aunts, uncles, uh big homies, whatever the case, uh what can we do? How can we reach out to those who look to us for support, um and help them through some of these issues, because it's clearly it's bad out here, and it's not an issue where you know as people that don't have something that's doing this, and these successful folks that are taking their own lives, and.
Yeah, and that's why I go back to the point, man, a lot of times where, we put our hopes and dreams on money and sometimes fame and riches, which, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to be rich. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be wealthy and have nice things, but I think that we put so much into that and think that that's going to bring us happiness.
Right.
And it's not like happiness. Has nothing to do with what you have. you know Happiness has everything to do with how, what you think about yourself. you know and nothing to do with things, with material things. Material things gonna go and come, break it. You can have 50 freaking cars. And I've known and heard in the news where there's people with billions of dollars that jump out of a window, like, and kill themselves. So having that kind of money and having those things don't make you happy. You got to find that happiness within you, you know, and be content with that happiness. That's not saying you don't be successful or not. That's not saying that you don't strive for what you want. It's saying that I'm saying that don't let the things that you want become a part, start to affect your happiness, you
Right.
know,
And
your inner peace.
and you have to own it. You got to own your happiness. Don't allow
Mm,
other people uh other people's approval to dictate how you feel about yourself. That's
absolutely.
I think that's big in
Absolutely.
this social media era, that everybody's seeking that external approval, and
Yeah.
that's a trap.
Yeah. I've seen people, man. I've had, there's a friend of mine, man, a friend of mine. She would, and I've seen it with family members and relatives. They'll go on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just something I don't understand. Obviously, there's a lot of people that do this. It's something that I personally don't understand,
Mm-hmm.
because it doesn't affect me like this. But they'll go on Facebook and shut down their Facebooks,
Mm-hmm.
and because they're depressed about the things that's happening on their Facebook, like what
Mm-hmm.
people are saying, or and I understand sometimes people need to take a break from social media. I even unplug from social media from time to time. I don't shut my accounts down, but I may go 2, 3, 4 days and not check anything on social media.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly and truly, to go with what you're saying, nothing that goes on social media truly has an effect on me. I don't care how many clicks and likes. I want clicks and likes, but I don't care. It's to the point where, you know, um, it's affecting my mood, or it's affecting, my mental state, where I feel like, you get, you know, 20 people saying, you suck, or whatever they saying on
Mm-hmm.
there. That's not something that's gonna have an effect on me, like that. Like, I'm just gonna keep it pushing. There was just 20 people that don't like me. Like, what about the other 100 people that said, oh, this is great, you know? Those are the people that I put my energy into, and I never understood how we allow outside people to affect our mental so much that it causes us to, to get depressed, you know. I hope that if that's happening to you, that you go and get some counseling, go and get, figure this thing out. Like, um, other people's opinions, although it has some effect, it shouldn't have such a great effect on you, that it causes you to kill yourself, or, take your own life, or not want to be a part of this world. um that's it's interesting to me that it gets to that point, but don't let it. Try your best not to let it.
And
you
like, and whenever you feel like you need a little help, whenever you feel like you
Go get
don't
it.
have it under control completely, go get some help. And even if you do got it under control, go get that oil change. You know
Go
what
get
I'm
the oil
saying?
change. Go
Go get
recharge.
go get that oil change. We all need a
We
little
re-
oil change every now and then. That's what we're gonna call it. That mental maintenance. You know, get
yep. Go get.
ain't nothing wrong with checking out a therapist. Finding somebody who you can talk to. You know,
Yeah, that can give you some tools and techniques to get you through. Shit, some days I have bad days, and you need to talk to somebody that's gonna get you through those days. You might just be angry at everybody.
Right.
You don't know, whatever. You need that person that you can go to and say, yeah, I'm pissed at everybody.
Right.
I don't, and Nino don't like nobody right
Right,
now.
right. I don't like nobody.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, man, I think we covered it, Jay.
Yeah, oh no, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So I mean, y'all remember that there are resources out there, for these things. And therapy is always great. The suicide prevention hotlines are there for y'all. So don't hesitate, use those resources. We care, we need y'all.
And definitely our condolences to both of those families, man, that's going through what they're going through right now.
Right.
It's unfortunate, and we wish that y'all find some peace in the celebration of their lives.
Right, right. And I mean, we just trying to, hopefully, something is learned and something is gained, like for those of us that are witnessing these things, that we can we can take whatever steps we need to do, to get to a better place. So with that said, um, you know,
Yeah. And just on a different note, man, if you want to be a part of our movement here at Raw No Condemnation, if you want to be a part of the movement here at Raw No Condemnation, make sure that you like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. Let us know what's up, what you think about what we said. Let us know let us know your opinion on it. If you got some advice or help, make sure that you leave us drop something in the comment. You never know what your comment might do for somebody else.
right. Join the movement.
Join the movement, man. That's what's up. I think, Jay, it's been real.
It's been raw. No condemnation.
No condemnation.
Peace.
Peace.